Hi guys, it's Sebastian here from Noble Frugal Studio, and welcome to the 2020 Opentoonz Complete Beginner Tutorial. This tutorial is for people who are complete and utter beginners to this free animation software called Opentoonz. If you don't have Opentoonz, you can follow the link in the description to download it. This tutorial is going to help you if you want to brush up on some of the basics of Opentoonz or whether you're just starting out right now. So what you'll probably notice first is that the layout that I have on my screen looks nothing like the layout on your screen. Your screen probably looks something more like this. And that's because Opentoonz has different interfaces called rooms. Now you can click and go through these rooms by scrolling your mouse up to the top right corner and clicking on these. But since there are so many different types of rooms and we don't know how to use any of these panels that we see, we're going to create a brand new room. To create a brand new room, you're going to hover over to the top right corner, right click. If it doesn't work for you when you right click, that's because you have this little lock sign here. If you click that to the unlocking position, then you should be able to right click and create a new room. When you create a new room, you'll see a little room tab will appear. It's called room. When I click on that, and when we click on it, we're going to add a name to it. I'm going to call my room tutorial. Okay, now the screen is completely blank. I'm going to get each window from the Windows tab right here and explain to you why you need them while you're working and what they can do for you. The first window we need, of course, is the viewer. It's what you're going to be drawing on and how you're going to look at your animation. So we're going to go to Windows, scroll all the way down to Viewer. Click that. And now, as you can see, it comes up in a little window. We're going to click the top left corner of it, and we're going to drag it to the edge of the screen. If it doesn't work when you're trying to drag it to the edge of the screen, make sure that you go under Windows and hit and uncheck Lock Room Panes. Here we go. There we go. We have the full viewer and we can see what we're animating. The next thing you'll need is the timeline. We're going to go to Windows and we're going to scroll all the way down to X Sheet. Now, as you can see, this X Sheet has the frames on it, the frames that you're going to draw on to create your animation. But as you may also notice, these frames are listed 1, 2, and 3 going downwards. This is a more traditional sort of X Sheet. But if you're coming from another animation software, you may prefer it to be a horizontal layout. So that's what we're going to do for this tutorial. What we're going to do is hover our mouse over to this, click right here, and then it'll change it to a horizontal layout. We're going to drag this window to the bottom of our screen until you see a red bar appear, and then it'll snap into place. The next thing we need is our toolbar. Let's go to Windows, Toolbar, and then take this and drag it to the side, just like that. After that, we're going to use the Tool Option bar. With the toolbar and the Tool Option bar together, we'll be able to select our tools and edit their parameters. There we go. I put it right on top. The Tool Option bar you have to drag by clicking right under the X on the left corner. Okay, so this looks pretty good, but we're not quite done yet. Let's go to Windows one more time because we need colors. So let's go all the way down to Style Editor. Drag it behind the toolbar like this. And then we can make it bigger if we like. We're pretty much getting to where we need to be. You need one more thing though. Let's go to Windows, and we need somewhere where we can select our colors. And let's go to Windows, Palette. Take the palette, drag it up. You can set it above or below your style editor. I'm going to set mine above. Just like that. Alright, now that we have all the windows that we need in place, we can actually start animating. But first, hover over to Windows, and click on it, and check Lock Room Panes. That way, you can still resize them to where you want them, but you can't accidentally click and drag them out of their place. Also, if you want, you can lock the Rooms tab as well. Alright, so let's start learning how to animate. In order to make a new frame in Opentoonz, you're going to hover down here and hit New Toonz Raster Level. This will create a new raster level. Now you can see that it appeared on our timeline. This is our first frame. In order to draw on a frame, you're going to click the brush tool and then use your pen or mouse to draw a line. You can edit the size, the minimum size and the maximum size of the brush tool by going to the tool options bar in the upper corner. Here you can see size minimum and max. So if I put the size minimum to 28, our minimum size is now larger. Put it all the way down to 1, it's now very small. Our hardness means how hard our brush strokes are and how much anti-aliasing Opentoonz is going to put on them. That's a smooth brush stroke. This is a harder one. I have to keep mine around 90. Smoothness, or smooth right here, is how Opentoonz is going to help us make smoother lines. If you put it to 0, your lines are going to be a little bit jagged, kind of like this. But if you put it up just a little bit, I have to keep it around 10 through 15. You can get some nice looking lines. If you put it even further, it'll take some time to draw a line, but you get the gist. I would keep it around 10 or at max 15. The next tool I want to introduce you guys to is the eraser tool. Hover over to the eraser tool, or you can hit E. And actually, if I hit the brush tool first and I draw something, we can take the eraser tool and erase it. Adjust the eraser size by coming over up here to size and dragging it up or down. The hardness as well, I'm going to put it on 100. That's a hard erase. This is a soft erase. The last tool I want you to get to know is the fill tool. If we draw something like this, we can use the fill tool and our colors to fill it with some color. I'm going to fill in this eye with color. So what I'm going to do is hover over to the style editor. Now, as you can see, I have this thing auto clicked right here. That means every time I move the style editor, the color that I currently have will change. If I don't have that clicked, I would have to drag this around, then hit apply, and then the color would change. I'm going to keep it on auto because it's easier. We're going to keep that black. To add a new style, hover over to your palette, right click, and hit new style. I'm going to make this a blue color. Now we're going to head over to the fill bucket tool, and we're going to fill in the blue for our eye. I'm going to head to color 1, which I made first, and fill in the black portion of our eye. I'm also going to make a third color to fill in the rest of the eye. There we go. Now that you know how to draw and how to color in Opentoonz, we're going to learn how to animate. So I'm going to come down to the timeline here. I'm going to click my first frame, and I'm going to click the little tab that appeared, to click and drag to repeat selected cells. I'm going to drag it all the way to frame 6. I did that because on frame 7, I want the drawing to change. I'm going to click on frame 7, and then I'm going to click on the brush tool and my first color, because I want it to be black, and draw. You can flip between these frames by clicking with your, I think you can use the arrow keys initially. I changed mine. Yes, you can use your arrow keys, I think, to flip between the frames. Your left and right arrow keys. I believe up and down works as well. So now you've made your first animation in Opentoonz. Technically. I'm going to go over to the erase tool and erase this though. Let's say I want to make the eye blinking, but I can't see the previous frame. What I do is I right click in the combo viewer, and I go activate onion skin. This onion skin is showing 3 frames before the frame I'm currently on. You can also click forward to make it show frames in the future, like so. I'm going to make the eye blinking. Okay, now we have our eye blinking. We can turn off onion skin to view it. I'm going to drag this out to frame 12. What if I wanted to make an in-between frame between the eye being open and the eye being closed? When I go over here and I try to draw, it doesn't create a new frame. So we'll have to find another way. What you can do is go to File and go to Preferences. Hover to the Drawing tab, go to Audio Creation, click to open the drop-down menu, and hit Use X Sheet as Animation Sheet. And then when we draw on one of these green frames that we've created, it'll create a new frame for us. Now we can make the in-between frame for our eye. I'm going to click right here so I can see the onion skin for the future frames and the previous frames. Let's do something like this. Alright, after filling in our colors, we have our drawing of an eye. It's not perfect, but it is an animation. Alright, congratulations! You made your first animation in Opentoonz. There's a lot more to learn about Opentoonz though. I make tons of videos about Opentoonz's various features, and if you would like to learn about those, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have any questions about this tutorial, any at all, be sure to follow the link in my description and join my Discord server. That way, I'll be able to help you guys by sharing GIFs or screenshots of my screen and my software that can help you guys solve issues that I wouldn't be able to help you solve just by typing in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.